Hello everyone, this is Keith Jackson and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. In this video, we're going to work on compound inequalities. This time we're going to work with or compound inequalities, meaning that either inequality must be true. All right, and we have three big examples to show you how to work these types of problems out, keeping in mind that it is best in this case to work each inequality out separately. And so let's go with big example one to show you how it is done. And so in this case, we have x plus 7 is less than 4, or negative 3x minus 4 is less than or equal to a negative 19. And so let us work out this first one first, in which we have x plus 7 less than 4. And what we're going to do, we're going to isolate this x by subtracting 7 from both sides. The reason why we're subtracting 7 from both sides is because we have this positive 7 here, and we're just going to do the inverse of positive 7, which is negative 7. That's why we're subtracting 7 from both sides. And when we do that, we will discover that x is less than negative 3, because 4 minus 7 will give us a negative 3. And this is why we have an open circle above the negative 3 with the arrow going left. All right, let's work out the other inequality, in which we have a negative 3x minus 4 is less than or equal to a negative 19. And in this case, we're going to have to add 4 to isolate the negative 3x. And we're going to do that to both sides. And what we have right here is when we do that is that we have a negative 3x is less than or equal to a negative 15. But let's slow down right here, because I'm going to show you what's going to happen to the inequality once we divide by a negative 3 to isolate that x. Because we're dividing by a negative number in this case, the inequality is going to switch directions. Okay, and so we have a negative 3x divided by a negative 3, which will give us x, 1x, or just x right here. And in this case, we have a negative 15 divided by a negative 3, which will give us a positive 5, keeping in mind that the inequality switched directions. And so now we have x is greater than or equal to 5. And that's how we're going to graph it right here with a shaded circle with the arrow going toward the right. Okay, let's move on to the second big example, in which we have n plus 2 is less than or equal to a negative 6, or n plus 5 is greater than 14. Keeping in mind that we better work out each inequality separately. And so let's work out this one first, in which we have n plus 2 is less than or equal to a negative 6. And when we subtract 2 from both sides, the reason why we're doing that because we want to isolate n as the variable, as you see right here. And so what we're going to have right here, we're going to have an n is less than or equal to negative 8. All right, and so we have that right there. And that's going to be a shaded circle with the arrow going toward the left, as you see right here. And let's work out the other inequality, in which we have n plus 5 is greater than 14. Subtracting 5 from both sides, now we have n is greater than 9. And as you can see right here, the arrow is going toward the right with an open circle over the positive 9. Okay, and let's go to our final example, in which we have x plus 11 is greater than or equal to 9, or x, or I should say 8x, is less than or equal to a negative 24. So I'm just going to repeat that. X plus 11 is greater than or equal to 9, while 8x is less than or equal to negative 24. And let's work out this inequality first, in which we're going to subtract 11 from both sides. And when we do that, we will get x is greater than or equal to a negative 2, as you see right here with the shaded circle with the arrow pointing in the right direction, pointing towards the right. And in this case, we have 8x is less than or equal to a negative 24, dividing both sides of this inequality by 8, and we get that x is less than or equal to a negative 3, all right? And so now we have the shaded circle with the arrow pointed left. Okay, you have been given a lot of information. I wouldn't blame you if you need to pause the video to take a look at each one of these compound inequalities, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of this concept. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.